In a world where legends are forged through blood, loyalty, and sacrifice, the saga of the star hero Kong rises as a tale destined to echo through generations. 5 years ago, the land trembled beneath the thunderous clash of two titans, the mighty Thunder Wolf, ruler of storms and shadows, and the formidable giant Golden Lion, a symbol of blazing pride and unmatched strength. Their battle was not merely a fight for dominance, it was a collision of ideals, instincts, and ancient power. When the dust finally settled, the impossible had happened. The Golden Lion lay defeated, his roar silenced forever, and the balance of the wild was shattered in a single, tragic moment. The Thunder Wolf emerged victorious, but victory came at a cost. Though his claws were sharp and his lightning fierce, the aftermath of that legendary battle left scars deeper than flesh. The land remembered, the sky remembered, and most importantly, the bloodline of the fallen Golden Lion remembered. From the ashes of loss and sorrow, a new force began to grow, one fueled not by pride alone, but by an unyielding desire for vengeance. The son of the giant Golden Lion was still young when his father fell, but the memory burned brightly in his heart. He grew up beneath the weight of legacy, trained by whispers of the past and the haunting echo of a roar that once shook the heavens. Every sunrise reminded him of what was taken. Every sunset hardened his resolve. Unlike his father, who ruled through overwhelming power, the son learned patience. He learned strategy. He learned that true strength is not only found in muscle, but in will. As years passed, his golden mane darkened with streaks of crimson, a symbol of both royal heritage and blood sworn to honor. His eyes no longer reflected innocence, but purpose. Where others saw a prince, fate saw a challenger. And as the 5th year since the great battle arrived, the world felt it again, that uneasy silence before the storm. The son of the fallen king had returned, not as a cub seeking justice, but as a warrior demanding destiny. The Thunder Wolf, now older and more battle-worn, sensed the shift long before the first clash. His connection to the skies warned him that the past was not done with him. Lightning no longer came easily. Storms hesitated. For the first time since his victory, doubt crept into the heart of the Storm Lord. He had defeated the Golden Lion once, but fate had a cruel sense of symmetry. This time, the challenger carried not just the strength of a lion, but the fire of inheritance and the sharp edge of vengeance. When the two forces finally met, the air itself seemed to hold its breath. The battlefield was sacred ground, scarred by history and soaked with memory. Thunder rolled across the sky as the wolf stepped forward, his fur crackling with electric energy. Opposite him stood the lion's son, muscles coiled like living steel, his roar cutting through the storm with defiance rather than fear. This was not merely a rematch of the past, it was the collision of two eras. Their first exchange shook the earth. Lightning clashed with raw strength, speed against precision. The Thunder Wolf fought with the experience of countless battles, every movement calculated, every strike empowered by the storm. But the lion's son adapted quickly. He had studied the wolf's legends, learned his rhythms, and anticipated the fury that once overwhelmed his father. Each blow carried the weight of memory, each counterstrike a message: the past will not repeat itself so easily. As the battle raged on, it became clear that this fight was not about revenge alone. It was about honor. The son of the Golden Lion did not seek to erase history, he sought to confront it. He fought not as a victim, but as a successor determined to redefine his legacy. The Thunder Wolf, in turn, realized that this was no longer a battle he could win through power alone. To survive, he would have to face the truth of what he had done 5 years ago and what it had cost the world. The clash escalated into something almost mythic. Storm clouds twisted into spirals above, while the ground cracked beneath their combined force. Each roar and howl carried emotion, rage, sorrow, pride, and fear. This was a battle where victory would demand sacrifice, where survival meant transformation. Neither warrior could walk away unchanged. In the final moments, as energy and strength reached their breaking point, the world seemed to pause. The lion's son stood at the crossroads of vengeance and honor. The Thunder Wolf faced the reflection of his past actions. The outcome was no longer about who was stronger, but about who was willing to evolve. Whether the Thunder Wolf would fall as the Golden Lion once did, or whether the son would discover that vengeance comes at a price greater than loss, remained uncertain. What was clear, however, was that the age of simple heroes and villains had ended. In its place rose a legend far more complex, a story where power is questioned, legacy is challenged, and survival demands more than strength. The star hero Kong is not just an epic showdown of beasts in battle. It is a story of generations colliding, of destiny rewritten by choice, and of a world that refuses to stay silent in the face of unfinished history. As thunder roars and golden fire burns, one truth stands above all else. Legends never truly die, they are reborn in the hearts of those brave enough to face them. And when the storm finally clears, only one name will echo across the land as victor. The question is not who will win, but what the victory will cost.